Hello everybody, welcome back. We'll make this a quick one. There's no need to go mad about it. So it's pretty much the same as what we've been looking at. Bitcoin basically being rejected so far on the 10 exponential. Now yesterday, we came up to it, got a test on it, came back down, came up to retest on it, kind of got a rejection, but to be honest with you, it wasn't a calamity event, so there was no major downside felt from touching that 10 exponential there. And again, we're doing it again today. So I mean, as far as the chart's concerned, it's trying its hardest. Excuse me. It's trying its hardest to reclaim the 10 exponential, but until it reclaims it, it's going to be a repeat, or we should expect a repeat of how this has played out since we broke down from it over here. So we were getting supported from it here, and then since then it's basically become rejection. So this resistance, it is still resistance, but incrementally you would expect that if we were to break and close above, which was going to be about 37,800, we can call it 38,000 really, should push up to a nice area between 39 to 40. Now, this doesn't have to happen today. It might not ever happen. Let's face it, it might not happen for a while. But if it does happen today, then yeah, I'll be looking for an incremental push up to be about 39 to 40. Now, any further than that, like 41 would be mega resistance time, because we're coming to the descending trend line here that we've been under since the top. So major rejections from there, bang, huge 20-odd%, another one here and another one here, all three of them yielding give or take 20%, So you'd have to expect that to happen again, given the setup here, which is essentially everything down really. It's a permanent consolidation. Some might call it a bear market, but until it breaks down below sort of significant massive areas, we'll hold off from calling it a bear market. But it's definitely still a full-on nice consolidation. It reminds me still a lot like the one in 2019. It feels a lot the same. So we had a very, very significant, massive rally up here from its lows, all the way up to the top over here, which is basically 300% rally, similar to the rally I suppose that it came up around here. The only difference is that this was the beginning of a bull market, and this was the beginning of the retail FOMO, and the institutional investment that basically spurred on a lot of the retailers. When someone like people who previously would not buy Bitcoin, when you tell them to buy crypto back down at these levels, back in these days, and then people turn up out of the blue and just say, while we're going up like this, and they say, oh, what is this crypto? How do I get in? I'm interested now because Elon Musk has bought in. Right, okay. So basically that's what happened over here. So the people that were on the fence, were not even on the fence, they just disregarded it completely, came in here. So it's the same kind of deal. This is a FOMO for the people who waited and watched for Bitcoin to reach its bottom. This is the FOMO that for people who were told to buy it essentially by Elon Musk and giving him and Michael Saylor, I suppose, giving it their royal seal of approval. It's different, obviously, but similar in their ways. Now, obviously, there was a huge market tank here, like a bubble pop. Really, is what it kind of was. Really, if you look at the altcoin market, which essentially is what popped the bubble, that's what caused this. Now, this is a bit more of a consolidation vibe, similar to this. It's a bit steeper, but I suppose if we pop it on the log scale, it's much similar. You can see it's kind of not as dramatic when you put it on log scale. You can see that this went on for a long period of time. This so far has not gone on for anywhere near as long. This one was slow and steady. This one's been a bit more fast, but it certainly is steady. So it's a consolidation for now. But I have to say, there's one thing that we should to look at on this one, which is the weekly closure around here. It's it's technically not a lower low as far as this low is concerned, but it's getting quite close to a lower low. We're also still watching for this conversion baseline signal to form its major short signal on a weekly, which wouldn't be a continuation drive signal. It'd be it'll basically be like a nuke signal. So when we get that, then if and when we get that, then yeah, we could hold off for buying anything else, and we could wait for an enormous move, like a big move. 20, 30, 40, 50% down in the space of a week or something maybe. But that's not going to be formed for a while. We've spoken about that for quite a while now. So let's have a look at the short-term time frames again, as in like the daily being the short-term time frame. We do have, even though it's a little weak, we do have a breakout so far. And again, this is just 1 day's worth. It's not massive, and obviously the price action's not really done anything. But we do have a break of the downside structure on the RSI. So the momentum could be shifting, which could initiate that move up to the 39,000-40,000 zone. It might not happen, but it's that's one clue to suggest that it could. Again, I'm not looking for this to break above 41,000, and if it did, that'd be a massive deal. It would be a really big deal. Nothing else on this. The volume's not enormous or anything like that. We've got a very small but positive tick and a cross on the MACD. Again, it's not a great deal of anything specific. So I would be looking for us to play around in this range probably for another week or so. So let's just have a look at Dixie. So the Dixie's made a massive closure, huge closure, and it's got its cheeky span closing above the price action here on the weekly. So this would suggest that this has still got further upside to go based on the weekly chart. Doesn't mean we can't have a temporary rejection from the top of this Bollinger Band. We're having that now. I mean, that's kind of how this has played in the past. Since this uptrend's begun, we do get rejections on the Bollinger Bands. We do have pullbacks down, possibly to the 10 exponential, which is going to be quite steep and curved up like this. So we'll be looking for something along these lines, and then maybe a pullback over the next few weeks to this. But that is a signal, and so I'd expect this to generate a push up, which would break out with this resistance and maybe up to this top area here, which is the pre-pandemic top. So that seems relatively likely over the next few weeks, and it would be naive to imagine Bitcoin performing extremely well under those conditions. So I'm not suggesting that this is going to continue to go down like more dramatically than it is right now, but I think that we're likely to stay around these zones. Maybe we break out of this major area of consolidation. That would be great, and then we can accumulate and most likely go up. But again, at the moment there's a lot of things at play. The Dixie is going to be one of them. Waiting for a Dixie rejection is going to be one main thing. Also looking for stocks to see how they perform under those conditions as well, because we've all recognised, which is one of the main reasons why I don't think that we're in a Bitcoin bear market or a crypto bear market, is because we all recognise that Bitcoin is shadowing any move that's done with traditional markets. And so unlike the last bear market, the real bear market, which was it was Bitcoin doing its own bear market and crypto doing its own bear market, this is all initiated by, first of all, a peak, definitely, then the virus, the new virus in December coming out, okay, and then the tapering has been going on since all the way over here, the announcements for tapering, so that's been going on, and then suddenly, the reality of that tapering getting closer and closer and closer and closer to forming a reality, all of it essentially being priced in before the event. So Nasdaq's the same, S&P's the same, Bitcoin's the same, crypto's the same. It's not its own bear market, it's reacting to events, okay? And those events don't have a positive effect on price action. Doesn't mean it's a bear market, it's just reacting. Just like we reacted over here to positive news, which was free money all around. So like I say, it's a hangover from that event. So I would expect Bitcoin to hang around at these lows, maybe make some fresh lows over the next couple of months. But really, we could be looking at a bottom or forming a bottom at every last tick down. So this is why I'm interested in picking up incremental steps down lower and lower and lower, because I'm pretty confident this is going to work out, because it's not its own bear market. It's just a response to everything that's going on outside of this bloody chart. Right, I'm going to leave it with you there. And I've got the live stream tonight. Maybe I'll do a few videos on altcoins today, but there's not really a great deal of them that are working counter to the market. So we can look at short-term temporary setups on certain things. But overall, unless you're looking to buy in and hold for the long term, the only real chart in crypto kind of is Bitcoin, really, because it's going to determine the turnaround point or the ultimate safety point for instant gratification trades, really. Right, I'll leave it with you there, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.